So good morning everybody. Myself Acharya Vishvendra, and today I'm going to discuss some of the key problems faced by the students preparing for competitive exams like JEE or NEET. So the very important concern is that students are unable to study because of thoughts. This is a very common problem, and the solution is to increase your brainwave frequency for being thoughtless. Because if you are trapped in thoughts, then you won't be able to store information which you are studying. Thinking is the first process when you start studying. But if thoughts increases beyond a certain limit, then instead of studying effectively, you are trapped in the lasso of illusion, in the trap of thoughts, and ultimately it wastes your energy, your time. You feel being tired, being dissipative, and you lose your focus, your concentration, and things gets fuzzy, and ultimately there is no outcome of this study session which you are having. So this is the central problem which I'm going to address, the technicalities involved in that and how to solve this problem. This will be the central point of this video. So let's start. So as I said earlier that if you are unable to study because of thoughts, then the solution is to increase your brainwave frequency, and it will be helpful for studying effectively and achieve optimal performance. So let's start. So let's start by a thought experiment. Suppose you just started studying something. Suppose this is the book and some information is written in the books, and here you are, and suppose this is your brain and this is your mind. So brain and the mind, they communicates via something which we called as the brain wave. Now the concept here is that when you will start studying, then it is the mind which instructs the brain to focus on what you are studying. But this communication takes place via brain waves, and these brain waves are alpha, beta, gamma, delta and theta, and out of which gamma brain wave corresponds to thoughtlessness state. If your mind-brain system are interacting via gamma waves, then you will feel thoughtless, you will feel highly focused at present. And if you are able to achieve that state of mind in any of the field of life, then you will achieve omnipresent success in that field. So the central concept of achieving optimal success is to manage your brainwave frequency, and that is I'm going to discuss right now. You must have observed that initially when you want to study, then there is something inside you which stops you from studying. There is something inside you which will create issues, which will create emotional conflicts, and which will try to make sure that you don't study. Now observe that something, that who is that which is stopping you from study and why? So the answer is that generally the brainwave frequencies are lower, and they are just aspiring to do the physical level things, which means to eat, to drink and to reproduce, which are the basic functions of a species. Every living organism except humans, they don't seek for whether God exists or not. They don't have any emotional conflict in a very dominating way. Their purpose is just to eat, drink, and reproduce. That is the basic function of any species. So human beings as a whole are at the fundamental level aspiring for the physicality thing. So the driving force inside you will try to trap you within physicality. You will feel thoughts, you will be having ideas, you will be having suggestions that will try to trap you in the physical dimension, that is to eat, drink, and reproduce. And it's a very strong urge, it's a very basic instinct. In psychology, these are called the basic instincts of life. But if you dare to think beyond survival, then you have to fight with these low frequency brain waves and low frequency thoughts, which is itself a very challenging task, because you will have to fight with yourself, and it's the toughest job that is to be done. So let's be very clear, be mentally prepared. Then when you will start studying, thoughts will come, and thoughts will try to trap you so that you just focus on the basic instincts of life. But if you want to raise yourself above the basic instinct, you want to be something which is beyond the basic instinct, who is good at study, who is capable to think, who is capable to ask questions, whose consciousness is above the physicality, then first of all you have to fight with that instinct. And that fight should be in a way that you should approach the mediocre way. Don't react to the thoughts, don't try to reverse the thoughts. So you have to fight by being silent. Being silent. Just observe thoughts without saying anything. Observe thoughts without reacting. And this is not a 2-minute Maggie program. It will take certain time, because you have a habit to react with the thoughts, to get trapped in the thoughts. So just observe thoughts without reacting. And at least you have to practice for, let us say, 21 seconds minimum. Then increase it to the multiple of 21 seconds. But at least make sure that you are able to observe your thoughts for at least 21 seconds. Then you will yourself feel that thoughts are useless. They can't trap you for long. There is something inside you which is beyond every thought, beyond every belief system. And that is, you are just a frequency. The consciousness itself is just a frequency. So if you want to be thoughtless, then just observe the thoughts without reacting. And once you realize that thoughts have no impact on you, then you have ascended, you have achieved a state of mind which is beyond the physicality, and you have entered the metaphysical dimensions of life. As you must be knowing that the physicality, the things which are able to perceive, are a minuscule of the entire things which exist. In an atom, more than 99.999% space is empty. The ratio of nuclear radii and atomic radii is 10 to the power minus 5. So nuclear volume and atomic volume ratio is 10 to the power minus 15, which is minuscule. So the physicality is very limited of what exists. And truth is often beyond physical and into the metaphysical realms of life. So just observe your thoughts without reacting. I shall continue the next teaching in the next video. Thank you. Have a nice day.